There's nothing better than Am Yisrael that sees the truth. Nothing better than it. $1 billion is not enough to pay for one Jew that actually sees the truth. This woman has been watching Shurei Torah for years. For years. Not like one of these people just discovered the truth a month ago. For years she's been watching Shurei Torah, all types of speakers, all types of things. She keeps Shabbat, she kept kosher, she kept mitzvot. But she had an impossible time dealing with modesty. Impossible. Could never be modest. All types of immodest clothes. Shabbat, kashrut, chagim, fasting, Sukkot, all the stuff, she kept everything. Modesty, HaShem yishmor v'yatzil. She sends me a letter yesterday. She says, I want to let you know, at 2 o'clock in the morning, I want to let you know, Rabbi, I finally bought my first wardrobe of completely modest clothes. Ishtabach shimo la'ad. And this is not a woman that's now in her, 75 years old and there's nothing to look at. A young woman that's, still in the prime of our life. Says, Rabbi, that's it, I'm finished. I'm going to only wear modest clothes, and I want to let you know, it's because of the shurim you made about what a Bat Yisrael really is, being a Jewish princess. Because my Father in heaven is the king. I got to look like the princess. Stop looking like these zonot in the streets that don't know how to wear clothes. I want to look like a Bat Yisrael, a princess. Says the Shurim, help me. And you have to understand, this has been my tikkun my entire life. And you know what the answer is, Rabotai? This woman, I told her, and I'll tell you, any woman that takes this mitzvah on, of serious modesty, not fake modesty, serious modesty, which means not just modest clothes, but also modest behavior, and if you're married, also a kisui rosh. A married woman must have a kisui rosh unless she doesn't have a rosh. If you do not have a head, don't have to cover your head. But if you have a head and you're married, you have to cover your head. Point is, modesty. That's the Akedat Yitzchak, Rabotai. That's the Akedat Yitzchak of this generation for women. That's the biggest tikkun in the world for a woman. That's what the Torah says. The Zohar Kadosh says, the tikkun for men is zera levatala, wasting seed and learning Torah. The tikkun for women, modesty. Before Mashiach comes. That's the tikkun. Previous generation had all other tikkunim, idol worship and all types of other stuff. Tikkun before Mashiach comes, modesty for women, and wasting seed for men, obviously promiscuity for both of them, and Torah for guys. When a woman overcomes a Yetzirah and buys herself a modest wardrobe, throws out all of the immodest clothes, doesn't sell them so somebody else is going to be immodest, make more sins, throws them in the garbage, burns them, she'd even make a video about it for Kiddush Hashem. Rabotai, that's the Akedat Yitzchak. That person, I'm telling you, and any woman that's listening to me, I'm not a prophet or the son of a prophet, but I can tell you something that I learned from my experience, and I learned from the Torah. That woman is going to see some major miracles in these next 12 months. I'm not just talking about Olam Haba. In the next 12 months, she's going to see more miracles in the next 12 months than she's seen in her entire life combined. Surely it's going to be difficult. Surely it's going to be all types of tests. But a woman that takes on modesty when it's difficult for her, it's the greatest thing in the world, Rabotai. It's the greatest thing in the world. There's nothing greater than that. I'm not talking about a woman that's 75, 80 years old and finally she's going to be modest. Okay, it's good for her too. But if a 20, 30-year-old woman, 15-year-old woman, young woman, takes on modesty when she's pretty much used to plitzut, I'm telling you, Rabotai Karim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you just did the same sacrifice to me as Avraham Avinu when he brought me a son. That's how you get it. When a guy takes on TIKKUN HaBRIT and learns Torah seriously, Rabotai Karim, there's nothing greater in the world than that. Nothing greater in the world than that. A person needs to understand if he does not keep his brit, he's not going to be able to do tshuva. Even Shabbat, he's not going to be able to keep completely. Why? Because they're both brit. One brit depends on the other. When a guy is a shomer brit, he's going to have the power to overcome all obstacles. When he's not a shomer brit, Rabotai, he's simply on borrowed time. He's in danger at all times. If he doesn't learn Torah every day, he's not going to be able to know how to be a Jew. He's not going to be able to. You don't need sources of Torah to explain to you that without learning Torah, there's no Olam Haba. And the reason why is because the only way you learn how to be a Jew is by learning Torah. If you don't learn Torah, how are you going to know how to be a Jew? How do you know how to keep Shabbat? How do you know how to put on tefillin? How do you know how to pray? How do you know how to say? How do you know how to do anything? You don't know if you don't learn Torah. You put in a couple hours every day. You learn some musal. You learn the chumash. You learn a little Gemara when you get to that point to start learning Gemara. And the point is you start learning Torah every day. Every day a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. A couple hours every day. If you have more time, especially now, it has to be a lot more than a couple of hours. And little by little you start seeing your life change, your neshama change, your joy in life change. And you start understanding that there's a time to be scared and there's a time to be scared. If it's HaShem, be scared. If it's other things, there's no fear. There's no reason to be scared of anything else other than HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Which means that if you're doing the right thing, if you're really doing your best, you should be happy as can be. You should be singing, dancing, no problem. Why? You're doing everything right. You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're trying your best. You're seriously trying your best. If you're a shomer brit in this generation, you're like a prophet. Why? There's not that many. There's not that many shomer brit. And it's good news for Klal Israel and the world. I got news today that Baruch Hashem, our CDs are ready, the USBs are ready, and BeEzrat Hashem, they're going into a shipment now. As we speak, BeEzrat Hashem, they'll be in the next month. So it's officially being shipped, BeEzrat Hashem. That's the real cure for a virus much, much worse than Corona. It's called TIKKUN HaBRIT. When people are not shomer brit, nothing's going to work. And this is really important for people to understand. Torah talks to us a lot about HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanting His nation, wanting His firstborn, loving His firstborn. But Torah also talks to us about HaShem rebuking us, telling us that when we do wrong, He has to punish us. Not because He wants to punish us, but sometimes you have to punish your child in order to get him back on the right direction so you don't lose him. It's time that we all start acting like good kids. There's no more 50-50 tshuva. If you're not learning Torah every single day, your tshuva hasn't even started. If you're a woman that's not modest, your tshuva hasn't even started. If you're going to a Bet Knesset or listening to shiurim by people that are not telling you strong musar, strong things to change your life, you're listening to the wrong speakers. You're wasting your time. It's not even considered Torah.